you're building your business. But behind the scenes, sticky notes, spreadsheets, missed follow-ups, and way too much juggling. What if your business finally had a system that worked as hard as you do? Your branded, simplified CRM customer relationship management system is ready. Run your business with clarity, ease, and confidence, now customized for you. Capture leads, automate follow-ups, stay organized, and spend more time doing what you do best. You're just one step away from a business that feels simpler, smarter, and a whole lot less stressful. Scan the QR code and get access to your branded simplified CRM today. Are you making good money, but still wondering where it all goes? Imagine feeling completely confident about your business finances. Jillian at JMV Financial Services provides more than just numbers. She empowers entrepreneurs to simplify their numbers, strengthen cash flow, increase profitability, and create a financial plan that supports the business and the life they've worked so hard to build. No more financial overwhelm, no more second guessing, just clarity, confidence, and a roadmap for lasting success. Ready to take control of your financial future? Scan the QR code and book your strategy call with Jillian today. You're paying for Go High Level every month. You log in, you poke around, you feel a little overwhelmed, and you log back out. The leads pile up, the follow-ups don't happen, and your CRM just sits there, collecting digital dust. That's exactly why the 14-day Simplified GHL Challenge was built. One action inside your GHL back office every day for 14 days. By the end, you'll know your system. You'll trust your system. Simplify, clean up, automate, build workflows that work when you aren't. Delegate, step into CEO mode. The 14-day Simplified GHL Challenge begins the third Monday of every month. Scan the code to reserve your spot.
You're showing up. You're posting. You're speaking. You're doing everything they told you would grow your business. So why is it not converting? Because visibility is only half the equation. Getting attention is easy. Turning that attention into clients takes strategy. VoiceLab was built to solve that. This is where front-end visibility meets back-end conversion. You learn how to get on stages, create your own platforms, and use podcasts, summits, and workshops to grow your audience and generate real leads. Then you learn what most people never build. A system that captures those leads, follows up, nurtures relationships, and turns interest into revenue. Email and newsletter strategy that actually gets responses. Workflows, not just more noise. Real connection that leads to real business. Inside VoiceLab, you are not guessing. You're learning the how. You're implementing in real time. You're building a business that works even when you are not constantly chasing attention. Because here's the truth. If you don't have visibility, no one knows you exist. If you don't have systems, nothing converts. VoiceLab gives you both, so you can stop performing for attention and start building momentum that pays you back. If you are ready to grow your authority, expand your reach, and finally turn visibility into income, join the VoiceLab. Scan the QR code, join VoiceLab group on the school platform, and build the business that actually works.
Welcome to a world of unforgettable experiences and immersive marketing. Transform your events into extraordinary moments that captivate your audience. Whether it's corporate gatherings, product launches, or community celebrations, our immersive marketing solutions elevate your events to new heights. Immerse your attendees in a world of audio books and podcasts tailored to your brand. Engage their senses and leave a lasting impression. Explore the power of storytelling with our curated podcast content. From insightful discussions to entertaining narratives, we've got the perfect audio experience for your event. Ready to make your next event unforgettable? Scan the QR code now and book a complimentary immersive marketing call with our experts. Let's create memories together. Elevate your events with immersive marketing. Scan the code and let the magic begin.
All right. Welcome back to another eye-opening episode of the Pain Point Podcast. And we are here on a wonderful Wednesday. I don't know about you, but I made it this far and I've got a heavy week, but I love it. There's so much going on, and we'll get back to that, the housekeeping, in just a minute. So if you are looking for folks, looking for sponsorship, looking for a commercial, a way to get seen, get heard, and take your commercial to go. What if you could pack up your little 30-second commercial and put it on your reels, your stream? You want to sponsor? Click this code right here, and you know what? Book an appointment with me. We can talk about it. Or just reach out to me in a DM, in a chat. You can slide into my DMs and ask questions. I am your hostess with the mostest. And it's all about digital. It's all about visibility, building you as a brand. Are you getting seen and heard, folks? Right? So if you want to get out there, you want to have a voice, you want to have your, get out your opinion, your experience, come on the Pain Point podcast and share the solutions to people's business pain points. So those people in there, that GHL challenge, do you know what it looks like in your back office? If you're, one of those serial DIYers that's always doing, and not ever producing or getting it done, and you're trying to, pretend that because we're multifunctional, we have to multitask to a point where it's detrimental to our business, go into the challenge and see if it's really what you know. Can you challenge yourself to get into the back office, streamline things, and strategize? So I'll put that link in there to the sponsors for the podcast. And then also Jillian, JMV Financial. She's a ball of energy. She's fantastic fire. She's great connection. And usually you have conversations. I don't know about you, but if you network and you talk to people, the money and stuff can get really boring. It really can get boring. The conversation is cookie cutter. You think those horrible AI newsletters with no logo, no face, no connection, and no link to someone's website. If you do want to book a call with them, they forgot how to market. Your call to action should always be to connect to you somehow, some way, through your website or your social media, or get on a call with me, text me, whatever. With all these ways to connect, and people forgot and forget to add those links into their newsletters. So if you think you're going to have that conversation with someone that's boring, all about money, and money should be fantastically energetic. It's an energetic exchange. It allows us to live abundantly and luxurious through life. Have a conversation with Jillian. She is a very abundant being, giving her information and having a great conversation. I know you'll go away laughing, so you want to do that. And if you're looking to build your event, let's chat. It's all about visibility. And if you're getting all these invites, if your LinkedIn seems it's popping because of your posting party, but you're really looking like, how do I really build this further? I'm getting on stages, I'm having conversations on podcasts, and they're going nowhere. Sometimes people hear you 5 years from now, and sometimes people hear you right now, this minute. What it is it's leverage. You're leveraging other people's stages all the time. And sometimes we get so enamored and like we have to go, book, but we don't look at the stages that we're speaking on. You don't know who's speaking after you. You're not looking at the speaker lineup. You didn't do your research on the stage host. You should probably watch the podcast before you get those zinger questions and realize that that's not quite your audience. That's part of it. The best way to do that is to build your own stage. That's a workshop. That's a summit. There's a workshop tomorrow. We've got Bruce's workshop tomorrow. It's all about relationship building and building better relationships. And he is looking for, let's see, what do we have here? Let me get that information up. It's just taken me a second. We're okay. But this is all about leveraging your business. You can do that by building your own stage. Not only does it create fantastic content and clips and reels, and you get to have a discussion and it gets you social media posts. You want that business in a box? Build your own stage, because it's the best way. People want connection. We are in a connection deficit disorder here. We are absolutely deficit of attention and connection. So if you want to get that, build your own workshop. And today at 12 Central Standard, 1 o'clock Eastern, it's 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. UK. So you can have your dinner, and you can come in and connect. We are looking for people. I am co-hosting, so I'm doing the Wizard of Oz thing behind the scenes, and I am co-hosting this and running the tech show and support for Bruce. But I really support his mission because it's all about success without sacrifice and how to win at home without losing yourself at work. That's what this is about. And since it's his first workshop, we're looking for people to give some feedback today, connect. Yes, he does tailor mainly. His main avatar is towards men. But ladies, we're asking you to come in and not be critical, not be patronizing, but we're asking everybody to come in and really absorb the connection and the flow and support him on his first journey. Because, it's why do we struggle in our relationships? And if we're building, we have women's groups everywhere. We have this female connection. So let's allow the men to bring that back so we can truly have that harmony. So if we stop pushing ourselves, red and blue, black and white, away from each other, let's start to build those relationships. This is what you can do in your podcast. This is what it's all about. If you're looking at podcasting, and if you want it, whether you speak for applause or for a cause, get on the stage. You want to change the world, communicate, build your own stage. That way you can have those wonderful conversations with your group of people, especially if you're launching a mastermind or you want to have an event. You need to craft and bring that audience with you. And so that's what stages are all about. And if those of you who don't know me, I'm Nicole Borghi, and I started the stages in 2020 with virtual reality, bringing domestic violence victims to the stage. And what a way to bring them in and allow them to come on camera, be part of the hosted event, go live stream, be pre-recorded, or come in as a panda bear. However, they could come to the stage. And I learned that by teaching people how to utilize the platform. It's the exact thing that you can do on Zoom. And so that's what we're doing today. I'm going to bring my wonderful guest in here today. We had a few tech issues, but I think everything's working out. So I'm excited, so excited. And I get to see your lovely face. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am
Thank
so
you for having me.
It is a mad world with tech and crazy. If it's going to happen, it will happen, and it's a full moon. So there you go. And I'm sure we're in some retro cycle of something or another, and the bots are taking over. So if you add it all into one place, it's going to happen. But with the grace, and the tenacity, and this is what leadership is all about, friends. It's really all about how do I bring a solution to myself? No, how much you plan, you got to understand that we're always going to hit some pain points and some triggers along the way. But how do we solve for that? What's the simplest thing we can do? And sometimes you just have to step out and reboot yourself or reboot your computer, because Zoom is always updating, and it just, they're just, get with it. Did you figure your program out? Because you knew you were planning for 2026. So
What
I don't know.
what I did, I tapped into my support system. I called my husband and just had a moment, and we haven't figured out the issue yet. But I was like, wait a minute, it was my exterior camera was having the issue, and I'm panicking about that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm using my laptop. My laptop has a camera. I'm just going to use that for now. I'm good. I got it covered, and we'll figure out the rest of life later on.
And that's always good to have that landline to go to be able to connect with one more person, right? And say, hey, give me some help. Reach out. Who are you connecting to? Who can you use? And this means that you don't have to be the solopreneur and do it all yourself. Who can you rely on? And sometimes it's just handing it over to somebody else. That's why bartenders are the one that people talk to. It's just the detachment. It's not always the drink. It's the fact that something else is going on and that you can leave and go do whatever you were to do, get back on the dance floor. And that's what this is all about. It's, get back to what you need to do. So I am so glad you're here. And will you introduce yourself to the audience and share what you do so we can get into those discussions and offer some more wonderful solutions.
Yes, so thank you for having me. Philippa Channer. The business I started about 6.5 years ago is Channer Consulting, and I am calling myself now a strategic clarity coach. And basically what I do is I help women understand the value and importance of having a strategy before they start to market their business. Knowing the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how of marketing themselves before they start creating content and throwing it out there. And that's all by starting with a vision first, knowing the business that they're building, and then creating content and creating their whole platform from that space first.
Oh, I love that. And when you're getting on social media, you're getting out there, you have to have like a thing. What are your top three takeaways? What are you sharing? What is your audience? Everybody and all the time. I know I just help everybody. You can't help everybody until you figure out how to put your mask on first on the airplane, right? You
Yeah.
got to help one person. I look at it like in the traffic. Did you stop in the middle of the road and allow the guy coming out of the store back in the day when we could go? Maybe you're going to a J.C. Penney or an Emporium, this way back, right? You're coming
Yeah.
out and you're allowing that person to cross over all that rush hour traffic to help that one person. And what happened is you caused a bigger problem. So if we look at it with little bite size, who are you helping? How are you getting out there? And what are you doing in this crazy world so people can know, oh, I know you're here to support me. I
Yeah.
feel loved. I feel talked to. And you're not sure who to start with. Start with somebody just below you that you need to bring a hand out to and a hand up to and say, I see them as myself. I know I'm a few steps ahead and I can help them. So really, let's get into this in this business sense. When we're talking about pain points, what is that main pain point that you share with people? And this is all about virtual solutions. So you start in one spot and then you can even go live and you can go worldwide. So it's a
Yeah.
great way, a soft starting point, but you're just like, I can go as big and wide as I want to. So what's that main pain point that you solve for your clients that they come to you and you're like, let's really look at this more, how to help you and ease this out?
The main thing that people are facing when they're coming to me is just a scattered feeling of constantly, okay, I tried this marketing tactic. Now I'm trying this marketing tactic. Like they're always trying different things and never seeing any results that they wanted. And so they're just spinning in circles, being busy, 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 never getting anywhere and just cycling. And so it's that busy trap of constantly trying different tactics over and over and over again and seeing no results. That's the biggest pain point I'm trying to help people get. So it really is, how do I market better?
Yeah, really. It's who do you talk to and how do you market better? So do you suggest when you're talking about marketing for people, because it could be so wide and vast. I mean, I
Yeah.
talk about it. My main thing is visibility, but it's really for me,
Yeah.
for my clients, it's leveraging the stage and understanding that you are the face of your business, your brand. So are you working with them on social media, on YouTube, or is it more of a public relationship? Relations. I'm getting you out there onto larger platforms. And sometimes that can be before people are quite ready. You kind of have to kind of hit a few spots before you get up to that.
Yeah, a lot of like, I talk a lot about strategic clarity and I talk about what that means. But then I also, what it really, really boils down to is, what is your vision? What's the business you're building? If you don't know where you're headed, if you're still just living in the moment day by day, just surviving and reacting and responding to what's happening around you, that's when I'm like, okay, that's what I'm trying to get people out of. Like that's just in the early stages of business when you're starting up, that you can get away with that because you don't know yet. You're kind of just learning all the things. But as you're growing and you're starting to get to that growth phase and you want to get to that next level, you have to start thinking more strategically. And if you don't know the business you're building, it's going to be hard to make better decisions. It's going to be hard to know when to say no to an opportunity versus when to say yes. And so it's like, it's, we start with that, is that the foundation is setting that vision for the business. And so really strategic clarity starts with the vision first.
Yeah, absolutely. So clarifying things and really strategically going, hey, what do I need to do? Where am I starting? And where do I need to go next? And so sharing that vision to really simplify the needs and wants, not only of you, but of your clients. So really starting, uh are you starting with what that goal is, and then you can go into smaller goals. I always find, do you find this with your client? I always find that when I'm planning something strategically, I like to zoom out to that farthest goal, because we always like, if we're running our scripts or we're writing our scripts out and we're manifesting and we're journaling, we're doing our business 1, 3, 5 year, whatever, 10-year plans, you want to get to that $1 million or whatever you're getting to next. What is that furthest out? Because that's the one thing that we always think of. And I think, and I find with my clients, that it's easier to unpack those little steps to make it make sense, because you're getting that blueprint. And now you can just pop it in your GPS and go for a ride.
You're speaking my language. That's exactly what we do. Is we start, and it's hard for some women to do this, is I like to encourage them to go that 10-year vision, really dream big, vision where they want themselves. And that's one of the things too, is I don't just talk about the company. I talk about them as women, them as individuals, if they're wives, mothers, whatever else is going on in their life, especially if they're solopreneurs. We can't just isolate and put our business in a box. It is our life, and how our personal life is changing and evolving will impact our business as well. And so I tell women to look at their whole life holistically, where they want to be in 10 years, and really dream big. And then once they get that vision in place, then we go back, okay, now what does that mean for 5 years from now? What do you need to accomplish between now and 5 years from now in order for your 10-year vision to become a reality? And then we go back to 3 years and then 1 year. Once we do that process, I like to hone in and focus on the 3 years. That's where we start to build a strategy, because that's 10 years to build a strategy on is a little harder, but it sets the vision. 3 years gives us some real tangible stuff that we can start making action towards and making decisions towards, actually putting things in place, and how we market our business and how we make decisions. It makes a better impact. So that was my methodology. So I'm glad to hear you also are on the same track. Why? I don't know why I can't hear you. I don't know if it's
Okay,
me.
I love to hit my buttons. So you'll learn that. That's my thing. I got to drink when I'm talking, because I got to stay hydrated, right? And I love to hit buttons on mute, because I'm always pressing things and I'm on the computer and I want to make sure that nothing comes through, shouting or screaming. But that's okay. And hey, that's my quirk, and I'm sticking with it. I totally support that.
Yeah.
This is how you know, folks, I am not AI. I'm human.
Yes.
We all have our quirks, and that's a great way to just sell that. Utilize them as your strength, right? Making your mess your message, and how do you stand out? So let me come back into the chat here on LinkedIn. Let me bring this up, and we have a couple questions. We have a couple statements here. The first one is, I believe it's Adita, and he says, the title says it well, because I labeled this "Busy Isn't a Marketing Strategy," and we'll get more into that. The strategy, we're unpacking the strategy and the solutions here. And he says, being busy can create the illusion of progress. 100%. We did discuss that. I know I say that all the time, folks, is you think multitasking is a thing. And yeah, we can breathe, sip our coffee, sit here, talk to each other. That's multitasking. Now you add out to that, and that causes procrastination. And we don't necessarily do that intentionally. And I look at it from a leader sense, that we're trying to DIY everything. You're trying to do it yourself. We are multifunctional beings, but overloading ourselves to pretend that we have everything. We're going to bring hope in the bacon, fried up in the pan, Muppet Show. You guys remember that song? Get in the way back machine with me. The women can do it all themselves. We need to build, if we want to build better relationships, and support our community. You want to grow your community, make sure everybody around you is abundant so you can bring them on the ride with you. Then we need to conduct business. We need to have an energetic money exchange, however that works. However, are you collaborating? So hire somebody to do that. Delegate to those people's strengths and then bring them up in your business, and it'll help you get some more time back, get your life back, and maybe start another project. So he says also here, clear positioning, consistent messaging, and understanding customer needs will always outperform constant hustle, by the way. Hope we can connect. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I would love to connect with you. And it's in the LinkedIn chat. So definitely connect with Philippa because she's just amazing. We had this wonderful conversation. I have the pleasure of being on her podcast. And I want to continue this. Just support strong people that understand that it's okay to have an opinion and use your experience to help people and encourage them and assist them to be better and do better. So Doc Sheena says a timely conversation for entrepreneurs juggling too many marketing tasks. Yes, absolutely. So busy isn't a thing, folks. I just it's just crazy to me that people look at this like, yeah, we need to be busy all the time. And does that generate income? I don't think so. But what say you if these people are feeling like they're doing all the posts, they're spraying and praying, they're out there? I look at it from the workshop or the stage. One workshop, 1 hour to 2 hours.
Yep.
Not only are you engaging and talking to people, but you're marketing before the event, you're marketing during the event, and you're marketing after saying, hey, thanks for attending, get my freebie, watch the replay, buy something from me. Basically, that's what you're saying. And then you're continuously marketing to them. They get to know you, you're building relationships, you get them in the room, they have conversation, they come off camera, they sign up and get to meet you. We're building these strong relationships, and then it's post, it's clips, and it goes on and on and on and on. And then you're building your stage. And now you can have good engagement. Throw in a
Right.
posting party or something like that, a collaboration, a network, a lunch and learn, and you've got this huge marketing thing going on, and people get to know you.
Right.
For you, what does that look like when this content comes in, and what is the growth pattern for you? I'm sure you've got some hard data. I'm not going to ask you all the crazy numbers, but unless you have them ready at hand. But what does that look like for someone when they're looking at profit? Because it's not an instant profit thing necessarily, or building their membership. It's not going to happen right away. What does that look like for your clients?
I mean, so in terms of the journey of in terms of like how you just described it, where I do a workshop, I market it beforehand, I host my 90-minute workshop, I follow up, I offer them to enter basically my coaching advisory experience where they can get some one-on-one coaching with me. I teach them the strategy. My philosophy is that I don't want my clients to rely on me for the rest of their life. I want to teach them how to fish. I want to equip them with the tools and resources to understand the value of strategy and how to keep doing this on a regular basis, developing their own strategy. And so that's the basis of my program. And you're in there with me for like 6 months. And to go from that cycle of presenting the program, continuing to market to them afterwards, eventually getting them into the program. This is not a quick process. And so when people are, coming to me saying, oh, I want to, do a similar program and bring people in and sell to them, I try to explain, like, if they're hoping that they're going to do one workshop and get, take a bunch of clients home with them, unless they're already established and have a very strong reputation and a huge audience that already know, like, and trust them, it's not going to happen in one time shot. We're talking consistency. You need to do your workshop or whatever it is that you're doing on a regular basis. Keep showing up, keep the pattern going, and give it at least 6, 7, sometimes 9 months before you start considering any adjustments, because it's a long game. All of marketing, anything you do in marketing is a long game. If you're hoping for quick fixes when it comes to how you market your business, you're always going to be disappointed. The only time a quick fix is ever actually applicable is if, again, you're already established. You have a proven system that has already been selling, and you want to market to a new audience and you run an advertisement to a new audience. Again, this is already a program that's successful and you want a new audience, not something that you're just testing out and you run an ad and then you're hoping for a big fix. A lot of times those get nothing. And so all of marketing, it's a slow game. You got to put in that work and that consistency. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just, and I'm so like, yes, yes, yes. And but I'm like, I got my pom-poms, I'm doing spins. Well, in my head, I'm doing the flips, right? Because I could never do the splits anyway, but sounds like fun, right? So my AI, my clone is all out there. But it's And what I would just add to this is that, and we feel the same. And the experiences, and I say to people is that, you know, 10 weeks, 6 weeks, yeah, you want to check your data, you want to check your statistics and engagement, but it is a different game than a brick and mortar or a corporate job.
Yes.
Okay. If you're escaping the great corporate America, or they pink slipped you,
Yeah.
um, you probably want to start a little bit of something, or you've done a brick and mortar. You're fantastic. You're a business mentor. I totally look up to you, right? I give you your props on that. But what I'm going to say is this is a different beast. It's a different game. And I
Yeah.
know so many people that are like, well, I got to have this and this week, and I got to have that. And I tell people, look, if you're going to start a podcast, that's a year-long journey.
Yeah. I
If you're
believe.
going, because you got to hone your message, even if who are you talking to, who's your audience? And I'm not talking about people in 5 years in business that are the solopreneur, that are the coach, the consultant. They're the Ricky Schwami one day, they're the big leader the next day, they're the CEO of their own coup. It's they're a marketing misfit, they're the badass gal the next day. I am speaking to you, and I've seen this, and some of it I've been myself, so no worries there. But when you're looking at this, it's not going to happen overnight. It's consistency. The consistency is, look at it this way, AEO and SEO. So if you're looking at your search engine optimization, already since October of last year, we saw 2026 coming and knew those changes were
Yeah.
coming. And Zoom does it every Sunday. So if you're doing something on Monday, you're going live. Just know that you got to give Zoom time to catch up with you when you start your podcast or you go live. So look at that small feat into GHL is updated, Zoom is updated. How many times is AWS has got hacked? That's, Amazon server.
Yeah.
They've gotten hacked. They've had to reboot. How many times has Microsoft updated? So when you're looking at this and they're updating as a whole, throw in AI. Why not totally throw the Molotov cocktail and set it all on fire at the same time? So when this happens, these changes are coming in real time, folks. We don't have 20 years to catch up. We don't have 5 years to catch up. We don't have tomorrow to catch up.
Yeah.
But understanding when you're a true leader and you have a team that, hey, this is not working. So 10 weeks is not going to show something. 30 days is not going to show something. So when people come to me and say, hey, I want to start a podcast, I want to do a webinar, you got to do more than one. And that's why with my current client Bruce, it's like, look, when do I start? And we've had these discussions, and it's, when do I start? Now is a good time, not someday, today. Because even if you're 2 weeks out or 30 days out, you still have to get your presentation together, your outline together, to build your website. The funnel's got to be made. There was a 37-point assessment. He's this wonderful assessment that he had created, and I set up in the back office. It was a little bit of a challenge, but bringing that so he can stand on the stage and market to people and build his leads. But if you're doing this in a short amount of time and it's your first workshop, whether you've done events or not, just get it under your belt. It's a great way to test the market, beta test your emails. Are they going out? Is the machine operating properly? Are they talking to each other? And are you sharing your message? And does the audience want to hear? Maybe that message is a little old, it needs to be tweaked. Maybe it's a new message. Maybe you're coming out with some different information that may will flip the script on the world. So you want to beta test that and bring people in. So start now and start looking at that long-term goal, because it all starts to come together. If you throw this out and we'll go, hey, I'm waiting 6 months. That's 6 months you haven't gone on social media. That's 6 months you could have been engaging with other people. Why does nobody show up? Because you're not engaging. That's 6 months you could have gone to networking. It doesn't happen overnight, but actually start to look at what does happen, who is connecting with you, and who's coming out. And that's so huge when we're looking at this, to say, hey, folks, just note to self, is anybody home here? And I've done it. I got my post-it notes to prove it. We need to take that. That's what action is. It's not getting ready. You don't work for corporate America anymore. So don't do the bureaucracy to yourself. And there's so many people that have been given that wrong information, that they need to spend all this money just to hang out and do paperwork and get in a support group. which is should have been coaching or consulting, but they ended up in more or less a support group of being, staying in the pain together and staying as partners in pain instead of growth. For
Yeah.
you, when you're looking at that with people, as you're planning, and you talked about the strategy of that, what's that really background thing that you say? Maybe, it used to be water cooler talk, right? Hey, did you know this was going on? Or hey, that conversation that you would be having someone behind the scenes and saying, gosh, I wish everybody knew this. I wish they understood this reality. I wish people would get this. Can you share that one, maybe either mistake or that aha that people need to hear?
I would say the one mistake I see a lot of people making is the constant switching and trying new things. And by trying new things, it's, I mean, just like you're saying, they get an idea from somebody else. They see something that somebody did that worked, and they're like, I think I need to do that too. And they try it once based on what they saw externally, and it didn't work the way they thought it should. And so they stopped immediately and then said, okay, I'm going to try something else. Nothing is working for me. So they're constantly switching, and trying different tactics and not sitting with something long enough to actually know if it was working for their business or not. Not sitting long enough to actually gather the information and data to realize how it worked. And they're also not taking the time to actually understand what that tactic really was, why that business that they saw do that thing. Why did that business do that? What were they trying to achieve? Why they did that? And how did they implement it fully? A lot of times, what we see on the surface that somebody else did, we don't see all the back end administrative hoops, like, the feet running underneath the water. We don't see all of that. We just see this beautiful swan on the top, and we think we know what we're doing when we are like, okay, we're going to be the swan too. And it gets people in trouble, but then they don't ask for help, and they don't stick with it long enough to really see the results. So that's one thing I really wish people would do, is like stop trying it all and stop giving up too early.
100%. Change for the sake of change is never good. Hey, we're just going to change today. Or hey, this is what, what's trending right now. Well, why is it trending? Look at why it's trending. Maybe it's trending because somebody realized that it was the wrong thing to do, and then people caught the tail end of that and got a little bit mixed up. And I see this all the time on YouTube. You took it out of context, and not in a bad way, but you took it out of context. You weren't looking at, go back to their video and understand why they came up with this. Hey, I made this crazy mistake. Don't do this. But here's what you can do, right? So there's those shorts and those reels. Those shorts and those reels are to get your attention to come back to the full video, or come back to the workshop, or connect and slide into someone's DMs and leave them a message. That's what that's for. And yes, I know, I hear it all the time. It's just like everybody's, it happened at 7. Yes, and there was a lot of other things that happened too. That's a starting point. But let's really detach, Monday morning armchair quarterback this, and say, hey, yes, people watch for 3 seconds, and you need to capture their attention. 100%. Put a stake in that. But let's look just around the corner as we are looking at our goal in 10 years, our ultimate goal, to give them enough to get in there. It's like the cute cocktail dress, ladies, right? You give them a little bit, but where are you getting a little deeper, right? So you want people to come back. You want to entice them just enough to come in for more. And that's why people like Joe Rogan, who does a 1 3-hour, 5-hour podcast, Sean Ryan does that, because they gave people enough to come back and hear the rest of the conversation. So dangle a little bit out there, tease them a little bit, and really get that. That's so good. And change for the sake of change, move forward. You've got a plan. Hit your markers. And I would gather that you're going to have that discussion with people and say, look, let's show what we have. Let's show what works, and let's show what's working for your people, because sometimes you have to tweak a little bit along the place. So I'm sure that you're having conversations with people, right?
Yes.
I mean, what's that talk like?
So a lot of the talk is, and I know you work a lot with visibility too. That is what I'm hearing. A lot of women are wanting visibility. And so the talk always comes back to the strategy. And they're saying, okay, great, I want to do things that are going to get me visible either online or in person. I want to get on stages, which is all good things, and I want to get them there. I want to help them do that. But I always stress, I'm like, if we get you visibility right now, what we're going to be doing is making visible the structure that you have right now. And if your structure is broken, if you don't have a strategy in place, if you don't know where the business is going, you're just exposing that a broken structure. And so that's a lot of the conversations I'm having is, okay, if we want that visibility, if we want that exposure, we want to make sure that you are exposing the right parts of you and you're ready for that exposure. So let's button up the insides. Let's make sure that, okay, if we're going to do this, if we're going to throw this workshop out there, why are we doing this workshop? What's next? What's going to happen after the workshop? What's the next step for the people who come? What's the next step for you? Or all the systems in place? Do you have all the emails set up, any forms set up, or is everything already in place? Or are you going to try and just spitball it because you weren't actually expecting anybody to sign up and now somebody's actually signed up and you weren't ready for it? So now you have to build the systems. Like having all that ready in place before the visibility comes, that way you don't look like you're scrambling.
100%. You have to be strategic. What's your plan? Because if you don't have your workshop planned, you obviously don't have your marketing plan, and that message is not congruent. It's not the same. It's not growing. It doesn't connect anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. And if there's nothing that connects there, if you get somebody in the workshop, are you ready to talk to them? And don't be just like, well, I kind of canceled it because nobody showed. Had a conversation. What intrigued you about coming in? What was your pain point that brought you here? I am so glad that you showed up today because I want to give you some solutions. And instead of having to wait to get on a call with me a week to 2 weeks later, you can get me 100% right here. So utilize that. And I'm noticing more and more, and when I speak to other people that are my mentors, I'm finding that there's less people, but they're higher ticket customers.
Yeah.
That come to the workshop and actually see something. They come to your master class or they come to your summit. They see something there and there's some great, fantastic connections. It's a great way to sponsor and have affiliation, and have people support you. Have your friends, your frenemies, your family, your loved ones come in and support you and ask questions, right? And I see a Christopher Channer in there. He's an IT guy in LinkedIn. Hello, good morning. That's the support tech IT. I love that. Here is the support and here's the collaboration. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, and I know too a lot of things that what this happens to do. So the lack of a clear plan and strategy and visibility and how they're marketing themselves, it all leads back to what we're talking about earlier, is that busy trap, where they're constantly busy doing a bunch of things. They, at the end of the week, they spend so much time and hour and money doing things that they felt was getting them somewhere because they were doing a bunch of stuff that Susie Q over here was doing something. I'm going to try that. This person's over here. I'm going to try this. This person told me that I should be doing this in my business. So I have invested all this time and money doing things that have kept me busy, that none of it has actually gotten them anywhere because none of it aligns with where the vision of their business is technically going. So they didn't have a vision of the business. They didn't have that framework. Everything looked like they should be doing it because it all sounded like great ideas, and they didn't know how to say no to all of them or any of them.
Well, 100%. And are you saying, are you saying no to a few things so you can say yes to so much more? I do want to take a second. I'm going to share these links in here, folks. I've got Bruce Graham's in there. It's at 12 o'clock today. At 10 o'clock, so excuse me, 11 Eastern Standard Time is Connections. It's a speed networking, and that's Fab Collabs. So you guys want to connect further. These are the Bruce's event is free. Come on in. It's gratis to you. High speed connections. If you want to connect further, I'd love to see those that are in the chat. If you have time, come on in, connect. I love to get to know more of you and get in a breakout room. This is connecting and marketing. in this great way. There's so many ways. How many times are you getting on the stage? So if you're learning to connect, you're learning to collaborate. Part of that's going into the networking events and raising your hand. Just like you and I met on Speakers Playhouse. You reached out and said, "Hey, I want to let's chat. Let's get on the stage. Let's share the stage." It's a collaboration. And where that falls back to is if you want to make money, you may not be making money right away, but maybe you can affiliate your event. Maybe there's a product or a service, and I host classes and workshops all the time where I collaborate and I share people's gifts, or I share maybe their product or service and get affiliation. Sponsor your summit, sponsor your workshop. Who are you sharing with today? I mean, what are you sharing? And then this way you have other people that are supporting you, and when you offer those real-time solutions to people, they see that they're more apt to come and support your events. I know I'm going to get something in here today. I know I can see this, and other people can market for you as well. So leverage their audience. Hey, if you send a few emails out for me to your people, because I know they bite and maybe they'll sign up, then I'll give you this. Maybe there's an exchange, maybe there's a payment, and use that instead of trying to do it all yourself, trying to be all, end all, do all. It doesn't work, and then you feel you haven't gotten anywhere, and you're so busy trying to do it all. That data is not going to show up. I know people that are just excellent business people, but they don't want to take that time. It's just like being on the stage. You want to get paid to speak, and I'm going to share the digital speaker app in here, guys. When you want to get paid to speak, you got to start somewhere. You got to give something. So if you're not saying, "Hey, I don't want to collaborate on your stage and pay an administration fee. I don't want to pay to be on your podcast. I don't want to sponsor." What message are you sending out to the world? So when you're manifesting that to get on the stage, you want to get $3,000, you want to get $5,000 to get a speaking event. Start now for next year. When you start that, you have to pay your dues. If you're just, grabbing the mic and talking about nothing, you have no strategy, no plan. What are you going to look like on that stage? I mean, you're on someone else's stage, and they're going to check you out. They're going to get to know you. So what message are you? It's PR, it's public relations. So what are you building? So honor other people that are hosting the stage, support them. And that way, when you're going, nobody's supporting me, how come? Well, did you support them? Did you come to their event? You don't have to show up to anybody's event. And LinkedIn's got this magic button that says ignore. You don't have to show up. You don't have to sign up. If you accept, it helps push the algorithm. There's another little secret that helps push the algorithm. Maybe you're going to get something in the DMs. "Hey, I'd love to have you at the event." People like, "I can't attend." Okay, no worries. "Hey, don't ever share anything with me." "Hey, don't sign up." So that's just, you have to be able to have those conversations with people. Some people are going to get upset. Some people are keyboard warriors. We've learned that. How do you curate the conversation? If you keep it at a professional level, then you can have those conversations, and it's going to make for the business to go better, the stage to go better. So what challenges people? There's a pain point. You've offered so many solutions, and when they're starting to get that business growth, and they're working, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, I started to grow. Now I can walk away from everything. I've got this myself." So what does that look like? Because they came in, they took action, they stepped back and said, "Hey, you've got this. You were the leader. I'm going to run with what you say," and you're working this stuff out. And then all of a sudden they're like, "I got success. My 15 minutes of fame. Now I'm going to take my bags and I'm leaving." And you're like, "Wait, this is a long game." What does that look like for people?
So I try to caution them. So my program is 6 months. I build it 6 months because what happens is, again, we build that strategy, and the strategy I like to build is 12-week strategies. Give 12 weeks to how to market their business. I'm coaching you through those 12 weeks. I'm making sure that, how you go to the gym, you can get a work, a training regimen. If that coach isn't sitting with you, if they just hand you the piece of paper and say this, do these workouts, every week, but it's not there with you, the chances of you actually doing those workouts, unless you are a 100% dedicated athlete and you know what you're doing. If you're just the average person who is like, I really want to get in shape, but I don't know what I'm doing, you're not going to stick to the regimen by yourself. And so I learned, okay, I can't just give a strategy and expect them to do it. I need to stick with them because it's possible that life is going to happen and they're not going to be able to stick to the schedule as expected. So I need to be there to help them when something doesn't happen right, to help them through that, to help them get it back on track, to learn how to bounce back and to kind of keep the rhythm going and encourage them that if they didn't establish a habit, when you create a marketing strategy and how you market your business, you need to get into a rhythm and a habit. Like I have a weekly podcast, you have this live show, you probably have a routine now where it's just like second nature of how you prepare for it, execute it, you know what you're doing, you can do it blindfolded. That's how your marketing should be. It should be seamless and easy for you. It shouldn't feel like work. And so if you're not there yet, you're not ready to be on your own yet. I want to get you to the point where you're there and then you're on your own. And so typically the 6 month is just really the introduction and the first time. I recommend like, okay, let's repeat it every 6 months. Let's keep going until it's a habit. Then I feel comfortable releasing you to the world saying, yes, you're ready.
Release them. Release the baby bird to the world. Let them fly free, my friend. And but that's so the truth is look, you if you're playing the long game and you want to take it seriously, unless truly, hey, this is not working. I don't, I've tried this, I've done everything you said, and it's not working. Then hey, that's a different story. But if it's working, if they're hitting the markers, and this is why you go for the long plan, because you can check the box, and I love to check the box and say, oh, I did 672 things today. And I always feel like I didn't do anything. Well, you did a lot. And the fact that you even got it done, by 6 o'clock is fantastic. So go out and celebrate. But it's really that long haul. And when someone tells you, hey, this is what it looks like, and it's actually progressing, and you should have the understanding, the wherewithal to actually look at it and say, yes, we are progressing. I am taking action. This
Yeah.
person is doing that I hired is actually doing exactly what they said they're doing. This is why we have recordings. This is why we have transcripts. This is why we have contracts. So are you looking at that and saying, what does this look like for me? And am I getting value? So when you start to see that actually progress, you want to stay with it. This
Yeah.
is part of the just changing for the sake of change, or changing because you're scared of success. Are you scared, or did you just get so darn excited? And I would release the fear porn and say, look, maybe you just got so elated that the thing worked. Oh my
Yes.
God, I did a thing. And then you get so excited and you leave and you go, oopsies, right? And then step back and come back and have that conversation. And so what are you looking at, that bigger picture? Are you staying with it? And what does that look like? So ask yourself, hey, I really challenge people. Ask yourself when you sign up, what does this look like when I do have success?
Yeah. What does success mean to you?
Exactly. And am I hitting these markers? What am I doing? And that way you can say, okay, don't talk yourself out of it because it happened one time. And a scientific theory is still a theory until it can be applied so many times
Yeah.
strategically. And then you have the research to say, yes, it works. If you go out, you get sun, you get vitamin D, it gets in your skin, it's good for you, you start to heal. And it happens a couple of times, right? So are you looking at that research enough to say, okay, this is actually working? And I think that's part of the problem. And I would say definitely in society, in the sense that we are everything's wrong. We're always trigger, everything bad, bad, bad. I'm staying in my pain. Are you looking at it as cellular level to say, am I still stuck in survivor mode? And
Yeah.
I'm not getting to mentor. You can't do that unless you have that consistent success and say, okay, I'm out of the point where I'm blaming myself. I'm not blaming everybody else. I'm actually having success. It's not that I'm scared. It's this, I've never had this feeling before. Maybe you've never had it. and had it with someone else that can witness and go, oh my God, okay, we're doing the thing. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So we've covered some mistakes, we've covered some successes, we've covered some takeaways on what people can do, how they can kind of pivot into this is what my wonderful, successful life is looking like, my business is looking like. Now
Yeah.
they're having a change. So what is something for you? Because we've talked about some fears and the messaging and maybe, hey, I want you to look at this. Is there something you're saying maybe more on that side, on the other side? What does that, I mean, success is, it's all a good thing, but um, what does that look like in the long term as people are moving forward on the other end? Besides the cookie cutter answer that everybody decides to give, what does that look like in someone's journey when they're planning that out?
It all depends on the business person and what their business goals are, what their vision was for their next 3 years. Everybody's going to have a different vision for what they want their business to look like, for what they want their life to look like. And so I would say, in a way to succinctly put everybody in the same box and say, okay, everybody's going to get this same result, is are they closer to making their vision a reality? Are
Mm,
they one step closer to actually living out the dream life that they had envisioned in our exercise for who they want to be and how they want their business to be run? If they can say confidently at the end of 6 months, like, yes, not necessarily that they are that person yet, but they know they are more confident that they're becoming that person day by day, then I know, okay, I was successful in helping them and that they are growing as an entrepreneur. I can't and I won't guarantee, especially I know many marketing people out there will guarantee, oh, I'm going to 10x your money or this and the other. I won't. I won't guarantee any of that. I'm going to guarantee that you're going to be a better strategist after you work with me. That's basically what I can guarantee in terms of how you show up and how you make decisions in your business and how your confidence in your business and how you execute ideas. One of the frameworks that I provide that really seem to help people make better decisions is, again, starting with that foundation of your vision, but every single piece of marketing piece, everything that you do, from a social media post to creating a whole new package to hosting an event, is run that marketing idea through 5 basic questions. And it's the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. Who, what, when, where, why. Add in how sometimes, just to how you're going to do it. But who, what, when, where, why.
You're like, wait, yeah, I got it. So, um, but what a great message that you're sharing with people. Hey, there's a possibility, but you're not just sharing that. Oh, it looks all great and wonderful. It's all roses. It's really not. There's that hardship in there. Are there
Mhm.
any other great messaging today? Are there any other last takeaways you would like to share? Because I'm sharing your information and your connection, the links that you have here. What are you sharing with everybody today? What would you like them to reach out with you, or any last words?
Yes. So, last point is clarity leads. If you start with clarity, be clear with who you are, where you want your business to be. Every decision within your business is going to become 10 times easier to make. And that includes how you market your business, how you lead your business, how you run your business. And if you want to learn more about how you can do that, I do a monthly workshop. It's the strategic clarity workshop that I do. It's the third Monday of every month. So the next Monday or the next workshop is going to be August 17th, right? Yeah, August 17th. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's virtual. And it's a 90-minute workshop. And you're going to leave with a lot of information that's going to help you just, again, think more strategic about how to make decisions within your business. And then I am excited to say this month I also wrote a book and it's launched officially. So I would love to
Awesome.
share that with you. I'm having a launch party that same week of the workshop on August 20th. And so I would love the books. I would love to invite everybody to the launch party to learn more about the book and kind of just see the philosophy and the purpose behind the book and how it can help you on your business journey as well.
Awesome. So I'm sharing all that in here.
Thank
And
you.
yes, I hit the I hit the books, you guys. If you didn't see that, I want you to see. I love emojis. They make you laugh. They're so much fun. This has been a fantastic conversation. And folks, check out those links in there. Connect with Philippa. She's got her workshop, her book, congrats on the book, the monthly workshop, her website's on there, her LinkedIn is on there. Explore the opportunity, connect with her, reach out, go to the workshop, get something out of it. This is how we get to learn and move forward and make that change and that transformation. And really get on a call with her. This has been a great, fantastic conversation and offering so many solutions here today. So reach out, folks, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You're building your business, but behind the scenes, sticky notes, spreadsheets, missed follow-ups, and way too much juggling. What if your business finally had a system that worked as hard as you do? Your branded, simplified CRM customer relationship management system is ready. Run your business with clarity, ease, and confidence, now customized for you. Capture leads, automate follow-ups, stay organized, and spend more time doing what you do best. You're just one step away from a business that feels simpler, smarter, and a whole lot less stressful. Scan the QR code and get access to your branded simplified CRM today. Are you making good money, but still wondering where it all goes? Imagine feeling completely confident about your business finances. Jillian at JMV Financial Services provides more than just numbers. She empowers entrepreneurs to simplify their numbers, strengthen cash flow, increase profitability, and create a financial plan that supports the business and the life they've worked so hard to build. No more financial overwhelm, no more second guessing, just clarity, confidence, and a roadmap for lasting success. Ready to take control of your financial future? Scan the QR code and book your strategy call with Jillian today. You're paying for Go High Level every month. You log in, you poke around, you feel a little overwhelmed, and you log back out. The leads pile up, the follow-ups don't happen, and your CRM just sits there, collecting digital dust. That's exactly why the 14-day Simplified GHL Challenge was built. One action inside your GHL back office every day for 14 days. By the end, you'll know your system. You'll trust your system. Simplify, clean up, automate, build workflows that work when you aren't. Delegate, step into CEO mode. The 14-day Simplified GHL Challenge begins the third Monday of every month. Scan the code to reserve your spot.
You're showing up. You're posting. You're speaking. You're doing everything they told you would grow your business. So why is it not converting? Because visibility is only half the equation. Getting attention is easy. Turning that attention into clients takes strategy. VoiceLab was built to solve that. This is where front-end visibility meets back-end conversion. You learn how to get on stages, create your own platforms, and use podcasts, summits, and workshops to grow your audience and generate real leads. Then you learn what most people never build. A system that captures those leads, follows up, nurtures relationships, and turns interest into revenue. Email and newsletter strategy that actually gets responses. Workflows, not just more noise. Real connection that leads to real business. Inside VoiceLab, you are not guessing. You're learning the how. You're implementing in real time. You're building a business that works even when you are not constantly chasing attention. Because here's the truth. If you don't have visibility, no one knows you exist. If you don't have systems, nothing converts. Voice Lab gives you both, so you can stop performing for attention and start building momentum that pays you back. If you are ready to grow your authority, expand your reach, and finally turn visibility into income, join the Voice Lab. Scan the QR code, join Voice Lab Group on the school platform, and build the business that actually works.
Welcome to a world of unforgettable experiences and immersive